If you all want to understand global power, please stop looking only at armies. Start looking at factories. Because in the 18th century, Britain did not dominate the world just because of brave soldiers. It dominated because it industrialized first. Machines changed everything. Britain could produce uniforms faster, build ships cheaper, and manufacture weapons at a scale so no rival could match. And that industrial output funded its navy, the strongest naval force of its time. So the history teaches us something very clear. Manufacturing did not just support power, it created power. Right? Now fast forward to 1945. Germany is destroyed, cities flattened, economy collapsed. Yet within 2 decades, West Germany becomes Europe's industrial engine. Now the question would be how, right? Precision manufacturing, automobiles, machine tools, chemical engineering. Germany did not depend on massive natural resources or population size, right? It focused on engineering quality and industrial excellence. And today, Germany's influence inside Europe does not come from military force. It comes from economic dependence because much of Europe's industry runs on German manufacturing strength. Now, look at Japan. After World War II, Japan had almost no natural resources, no oil, limited minerals, and strict military restrictions. But it had industrial discipline and long-term strategy. Japan invested in electronics, automobiles, and manufacturing quality. By the 1980s, Made in Japan became a global symbol of reliability. Sony, Toyota, Panasonic. Japan did not challenge the world militarily, it just challenged the world economically. And that is manufacturing power we are discussing right now. Then came the biggest shift in modern history, China. In the 1990s, China opened its economy. The world saw cheap labor, China saw scale. Highways, mega ports, power plants, industrial zones, entire cities designed around production. Today, China produces nearly 30% of global manufacturing output, the largest share in the world. And that single statistics explains modern geopolitics. Why rare earth minerals matter, why global supply chains panic when Chinese ports slow down, why economic sanctions affect both sides. Because China does not always need military force or military pressure. It has supply chain leverage. And here's a real example many people missed. In 2010, during a territorial dispute between China and Japan, China restricted exports of rare earth elements to Japan. Rare earths are critical for wind turbines, electric vehicles, smartphones, and even guided missile systems. So you can imagine, China controlled the majority of global rare earth refining capacity. Within weeks, Japanese industries faced serious disruption. No missiles, no warship, just supply chains. And that's 21st century power. And since then, major economies learned the lesson. The United States restarted mining projects, Australia expanded refining capacity, Europe began building strategic reserves because one reality became clear. If you cannot manufacture critical goods, someone else controls your future. So what does manufacturing actually create? Export earnings, right? Technology ecosystem, military supply chains, currency stability, and strategic independence. No semiconductor means no advanced AI. No steel means no infrastructure. No chemical means no medicines. And no manufacturing means no sovereignty. Keep that in mind. That's why the United States is reshoring factories, why Europe is protecting semiconductor production, why supply chains are now treated as national security assets. Now India wants to become a global manufacturing hub. Make in India, production-linked incentive schemes, new highways, ports, and freight corridors. Strategically, this direction is correct. But there's an important reality. Factories do not survive on infrastructure alone, right? They need skilled workers, reliable electricity, clean air, stable water supply, predictable regulation, and healthy cities. China understood this early, South Korea did too. Germany built its model around it. Because manufacturing is not fast growth, it is patience nation building. Countries that manufacture, they write trade rules, they shape supply chains, influence diplomacy, and survive sanctions. We have recently seen that. Countries that only consume, they borrow, they import, they depend, and follow the rules. This is why manufacturing decides global hierarchy. No, not any slogans, just factories. So missiles create fear, we know that, but fear is temporary. Factories create influence, and that lasts for decades. If you have a perspective on this, please share it below.